up, folks? Nate here at Tool Dyno Works. We're back on the dyno today with our 2026 Kawasaki Z1100, and today we're doing some aftermarket air filter testing. Now, we've already covered the enormous improvements our tuning provides for these bikes and the massive performance upgrades that a proper 421 header design can provide, but we have yet to go ahead and do any sort of air filter specific testing for these new Z1100s to see if the stock air filter even poses a restriction and if aftermarket air filters are actually worth your money. So while we are going to keep this video short, sweet, and to the point, we do need to quickly recap how this bike started in bone stock trim, what's capable with our tuning in place, and then where you can end up with a proper 421 header to replace the terribly restrictive OEM header on these bikes, because we need to know that output data to have something to compare it to versus how we ran it today now that we've replaced the OEM air filter with an aftermarket air filter from DNA. So here's what that all looks like. The red lines there are the horsepower and torque curve of our 26 Z1100 in 100% bone stock trim once we are done breaking it in on our dyno. The bike only made 125 horsepower, not even 79 pound-feet of torque, and the stock tuning was simply terrible. I'm not going to dive into the massive performance improvements that our tuning provides in this particular video because I've already covered that in great depth in our prior testing and tuning videos. So if you haven't seen those yet, definitely go back and watch them. But with our tuning in place, you end up with the blue lines. And again, that's with no physical changes made to the bike whatsoever. You get an extra 10 horsepower out there at the top end, you gain almost 6 pound-feet of torque throughout the vast majority of the rev range, and the bike runs massively smoother and stronger than it ever did before. Now with an aftermarket header in place, and again, we highly recommend a 421 header, which we've covered in depth in also a prior testing and tuning video, because there are significant differences from one header design to the next, you end up with the green line. And that is how the bike sat before we did our tuning here, with a Black Widow header in place, a basic slip-on from the folks over at Delcovic installed, and the bike with our tuning now optimized for that airflow setup made just under 139 horsepower and 85 pound-feet of torque. With a proper 421 header and a slip-on, anywhere above 8,000 RPM, you gain an extra 4 to 5 horsepower, and you pick up an extra couple pound-feet of torque. Alright, so now that we've recapped that, we know what the bike makes with a proper exhaust and tuning in place. Let's go ahead and now compare that output to what we did today, which was simply swap out the stock filter for a DNA performance air filter. If the OEM filter is ever a restriction, the incredibly high quality oil gauze filters from the folks over at DNA will provide some sort of performance improvement. But in cases where the stock filter simply does not pose a restriction, you will gain nothing. And nothing is exactly the difference that we saw today when we went ahead and tested the stock filter versus the DNA. You are talking about tenths of a pound-foot of torque and hundredths of a pony worth of difference no matter where you look in the rev range. That means the stock filter is 100% not a restriction whatsoever on these bikes. So, now that we've done this test, I can definitively say that in our professional recommendation, you should not replace the OEM filter on these bikes. Nothing filters better than the stock paper filters that come on any of these modern motorcycles, and in situations where you're gaining horsepower at the slight loss of filtration, you can make an argument that that's a worthwhile modification to make. But in cases like this, by replacing the OEM filter, you gain no additional power and you lose some level of filtration. So don't do it. Now, while the air filter didn't make any difference whatsoever, we do know from our prior experience with the other 1100cc inline 4 platforms from Kawasaki that the velocity stacks in there do make a difference if you replace them. But when we did a lot of our testing to see if we could find significant performance improvements by swapping out the velocity stacks in our Ninja 1100 that we had before we bought this bike, we actually lost more power through the majority of the rev range than we gained anywhere. So we will go back and spend some time to go ahead and play with the velocity stacks a bit more now that we have our Z1100, but I truly don't expect to find significant performance improvements that outweigh the losses in other portions of the rev range by swapping out these velocity stacks. At some point when we're done doing that testing, we will go ahead and share our findings on our Z1100 here, but again, I wouldn't hold your breath to find significant power improvements with velocity stacks on this platform just because of what we've seen on the other 1100s already. Now, if you've got one of these brand new Kawasaki Z1100s, what is absolutely worth spending your money on is proper tuning. Like I said, if you have not seen our prior testing and tuning videos, definitely go watch them. They highlight incredibly well and at great depth the huge problems with the stock mapping in these modern ECUs and the enormous improvements you get with our custom tuning in place. So if you're looking to get our custom ECU mapping for your bike's specific exhaust system, head over to tooldinaworks.com, purchase our mail and ECU flashing service, follow the instructions there on our site, and ship it out to us, and we'll get it flashed for your specific setup and shipped right back to you the very same day we receive it. And as always, if you have any questions about tuning for these bikes, one exhaust system versus another, the 421 header designs versus the 41 designs, whatever it is, please do not hesitate to email us at support@tooldinaworks.com. I'm the guy that personally answers any and all tech support questions every single day we're open here at the shop, and both myself and all of my staff are always truly happy to help.